Hey everyone, welcome to the Game Week 10 team selection video as we take a trip down to my team here. And this is what it looks like going into tomorrow's games. There is one game, as we can see here, Genoa versus Salernitana to kick off the match week on Friday. Unfortunately, that's going to lock up the whole thing, but we do have to have our teams in before this deadline on Friday. Um, Currently, I am not making any transfers. Um, I don't think that there's anyone that I want to get in bad enough where I would rather just have the flexibility of being able to make two transfers next week. Have some ideas, um, but I think I'm just going to roll with what I had last week with a couple positional changes. Up top, I'm just going to stick with Lautaro Martinez. I have Retegui on the bench. As of right now, I don't think he's playing. I do have him in my first bench spot in case he does play, and he'll be the first one to sub in. If not, we'll just go down to Calabria. But I think I'm sticking with the 4-5-1 formation, meaning only the one striker. Lautaro Martinez is playing Roma as Inter faces Roma this weekend, so I don't have the captaincy on him because that could be a tough game. But I would never bet against the man scoring. Nico Gonzalez coming off like probably his first game in forever without scoring. Hopefully he doesn't have a run of bad form. Maybe it was just one not so hot week as Fiorentina as a whole struggled against Empoli, which was a little shocking. Facing Lazio this week could be a challenge, but if there's someone on Fiorentina to score, either him or really Nzola, I'd have my money on scoring the goal. Berardi is facing Bologna. Bologna actually has been strong this season, so definitely not, I wouldn't say an easy fixture as far as how things have gone this season, but Berardi's Berardi. He could definitely score in any game against any opponent when he has penalties, and um, he's just their talisman player, and he's been like that for several years. Ederson nicked a very lucky goal for owners of Ederson last game week, scoring in the 95th minute. Hopefully, he can find the net again, but he's generally pretty solid for defensive type point returns as well, whether that be tackles, interceptions, and clean sheet points. But facing Empoli, despite them winning last week, I'd probably still say Empoli is probably the weakest in the league, and I could see them getting a clean sheet there. Candreva has been an utter disappointment ever since I brought him into the team. He started the season, the first like 2, 3 game weeks very strong, and then I brought him in, and I don't know if he's got a single attacking return, even all the weeks that I've had him, but I'm not going to set him facing Genoa. So, but he's someone at the 7.0 price point, maybe I should start thinking of moving on from. Chiesa is my captain this week. He did come off the bench last week, meaning that I am optimistic that he's going to start this next game. And against Hellas Verona and Juve have not been playing poorly. If Chiesa is still playing in that forward position, then I could see him getting a good haul this week. Hopefully a goal or an assist, if not more than that, as he has played good in that position this year. Along the back line, we have Scalvini, who is probably my biggest hope for a clean sheet this game week against Empoli. But Spinazzola, likely not, but he has been very attacking. So maybe an attacking return rather than a clean sheet. Same kind of idea going with DiMarco and Di Lorenzo. Some really tough matchups this week with Roma, Inter, and Napoli, Milan. So maybe not a whole lot of clean sheets to be had, but hoping for some attacking returns from my defenders. And lastly, we have Turati in net. Well, Berisha played fantastic last week, got a huge score. I'm still going to back Turati and Frosinone against Cagliari over Empoli against Atalanta. Hopefully Retegui does play and hopefully he's be back soon. If I were to be looking at some teams right now, I'd say the 3 teams with the best run of fixtures coming up are Torino, Genoa, and Monza. So Colpani could be a good player to bring in if that's someone you're looking at. Very cheap. That might be someone that like I would consider bringing in for Candreva in the future. And then I don't know, like I would say get Retegui, but I'd wait till he's back because I don't know the extent of the injury. But if he's either back this game week or is coming back the next game week, he's someone that I would consider to be bringing in. And as far as Who's Torino's forward right now? We'll just see what that price point is. And Zapata, obviously, so their new transfer in this year from Atalanta, definitely at 7.2 could be a good consideration to bring in as well. And maybe now that I'm just like kind of thinking ahead of what's going to happen, if I were to downgrade someone like Kandreva to Kalpani and Juric up to Zapata next week, that could be like something that I'm thinking of, just based on the fixture runs for those three teams right now and how they're doing. But I'm going to leave it there right now. Those will be three players that I'm going to be watching out for. Kopani, well, I already have Vertegui, and then Zapata as well. Okay, so maybe some ideas if you're looking to make a transfer this game week. Otherwise, I'll leave it there. Good luck this game week, and make sure you get your teams in before the deadline. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the review. Take care.